What's up, everybody? It's me, it's Alexis Maurice again, and
your boy, Trey Hollywood.
And we were having such a good time this last episode that we decided to keep going, chit-chatter up a little bit more about what's been going on since we've been gone for so long. So go ahead and pour yourself another glass of wine. I'm still drinking on mine. Trey's still drinking on his. He decided to have a wardrobe change or whatever, his stylist and all that good stuff. I'm still here with my same recycled shirt. Pour yourself a glass of wine, put on some lipstick, pull up a chair, because we're going to continue to talk about the latest happenings in Hollywood. While we're doing this, go ahead and like this video, share it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, because you know we try to come here, my friend.
And start fighting it.
What was that? What are you doing?
No.
Here, my friend. All right, so let's talk about. Since it was Mother's Day this past weekend, we're going to kind of talk about some motherly situations.
Okay.
First off, let's talk about Cissy Houston and Bobbi Kristina. Bobbi Kristina, you guys know, she's still in the coma. Now, according to Cissy Houston, her grandmother, she's making absolutely no progress at all. So as of right now, Cissy is just saying it's in God's hand, and whatever his will be, may God's will be done. Now, a couple weeks ago, Bobby Brown was saying that she was awake. At one point in time, she was doing better and stuff like that. So I know that has to be a tough situation, and you know, Mother's Day is around, and you know, Cissy doesn't have her daughter, and now her granddaughter as well too. That has to be a tough situation, you know, for Cissy. But it's confusing because Bobby Brown and his camp is saying one thing, and then Cissy Houston is saying something else. So let's just continue to keep Bobbi Kristina in our prayers. I feel bad because I think everyone has just moved on to the next story, and you know, Bobbi Kristina continues to need our prayers, and that's what, you know, Cissy Houston says. So I do periodically say up a prayer for Bobbi Kristina, or whatever the case may be. So happy Mother's Day to Cissy Houston. With this whole situation. Now, let's talk about this. Now, this was kind of funny to me. God bless you.
Thank you.
Blac Chyna mom went on a rant. This past weekend. Was it on Mother's Day?
It was on Mother's Day.
Whatever day it was on Mother's Day.
I saw it posted on Mother's Day.
Her mama went off. Now, Blac Chyna's mother is called Tokyo Toni. I tell you, these names are just
That's one mixed child.
Right. Tokyo Toni had a lot to say.
At least we know they're from some type of Chinese.
Or whatever, about
Chinese.
Kylie Jenner or whatever.
That young time.
And everything. Now, this is exactly what Mother Blac Chyna had to say. They are talking Kylie comes from a better family. How? Her parents are divorced. Her dad wants to be a woman while her mom is out messing with some young black dude with birthing hips. Her sister has 3 kids out of wedlock by a guy who has a drinking problem. Her other sister is married to a crackhead while dating a rapper she stole from a former friend. She's 17 and has already had lip injections. Her older sister got famous from a sex tape. They are no better than anybody.
Now that's 7 facts that I saw that his mom had stated. 7 facts. So I can't argue with Blac Chyna mama.
Listen.
7 facts.
Mother Chyna was not having it, honey. She was tired of all of these people saying what they want to say about her daughter, calling her daughter all kind of names, hating on Tyga and Kendall, not Kendall, Kylie Jenner, and all kind of stuff like that. Now, allegedly, she made these posts in response to something that Tyga's grandmother or mother stated. You know, made these statements about, you know, Blac Chyna and stuff like that. But apparently, according to Tyga and his camp, it wasn't true. According to him, his family doesn't even speak that much English. Oh, what I didn't even know that he was from some other type of, you know, background or whatever the case may be. Yeah.
With a name like that?
I mean, but that's a nickname, I would imagine.
Yes.
But like Mama Blac Chyna was going in, child. Then she also said, people keep coming to me about Tyga family attacking my daughter. Listen up. These are grown ass people doing this, and I'll be damned if I'm stupid to any level about it. I don't know these people and they don't know my daughter. So if you are concerned about what an individual say about her, curse their ass out then. Otherwise, let these folks do as they may. Their son is a fucking pervert, okay? So why not get mad? They need to get mad at that. No one can stop people from saying shit, okay? They talked and condemned Jesus, so who else can't be? I don't go that low to involve people in business. So if they have gone to the gutter, they have to answer to God for the immaturity as adults, etc. My daughter is okay, believe that. If I could have went off on him, I would have, but I got better shit to do in my life, and so does she, than be immature.
I think the whole thing started out as far as Tiger wanted to fight for custody for their child. And currently, you know, Tiger's dating that young girl. What's her name? The little hoe, Kylie. So
don't call that little girl there.
She's a young thought. No, young thought. It's okay.
What classifies her as a thought tree?
She's a 17-year-old with lip injections, dating a man who has a child, who's grown, who dresses like she's a grown-ass woman. Mind you, again, 17, the age to be in high school.
So she's not in high school.
She's a young
That's a Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams goes off just about every other day on Kylie Jenner and how Bruce and Chris are just letting that girl run amok.
That family is a mess.
In her own house.
That family's a mess.
Or whatever.
They need Jesus. That's all they need. Jesus will fix that.
They're a mess.
Jesus, sit them in their home.
I've seen families worse than that.
But they're still a mess.
Tokyo Tony, or whatever her name is, also had something else to say. China is self-made. No one gave her shit. She's been this way all her life. Take a note. Graduated and went to college. Blew into a real woman / mother. And no one have her shit. And no one have her shit. I don't know what that means. Not me. Not Ty. She worked her ass off and still is raising a son and is a great mom. She is an angel, and I'll be damned if I'm letting this go unsaid. She is self-made entrepreneur. Call me mom. I am her mom, and no one would disrespect her and think I'm not going to say anything or whatever. Now, I will say this, that Black China did say that, you know, she kind of talked to her moms like, you know, don't be getting on social media addressing all of this foolishness or whatever the case may be. And then Black China told Tiger, do as you say and don't address family issues over social media. Tiger had this to say. You got to stay off social media. All these stories are fake and you should know that. My grandma can barely speak English. How would she say all those things? Don't get up in the games that media try to get everyone to play. I've yet to say anything disrespectful about you or your daughter, and I don't plan on it. There will continue to be lies and fake stories every day, but try to be a bigger person and try not to resort to talking publicly about a private family matter. King is the bigger picture. Please keep the peace for his sake.
Keep the peace.
Now that was kind of mature of him to say that or whatever. But I just thought that whole thing was true. Then Tiger's aunt got into it. Tiger's aunt got into it and said that we have nothing but respect for Black China's mom. You know, we would never say those types of things. Then Black China told his auntie, girl, bye, or whatever the case may be. It was just an interesting back and forth, you know, that I saw on this past Mother's Day. At the end, moral of the story, keep the media out of your business if you possibly can. But with that Kardashian clan, it's kind of impossible for them to do that.
Right.
I mean,
because they live on their backs. I mean, they've done a lot to get to where they're at.
I think some of this also started because of the fact that Tiger got a tattoo or some sort of Kylie's name or something like that.
Probably covered up China's with it.
Black China, only thing I can say is let that man go on about his business. Leave him alone. Get your mom up under control. Tell her don't be lashing out like that on social media, girl. But as long as she's doing it, we're going to continue to watch it and report on it. Okay? How you doing?
How you doing?
Now, speaking of some, mothers and stuff like that, one person, Kanye West's mother, will be very proud of him because he received an honorary doctorate degree from the Chicago Art Institute of Chicago on this past Monday, which was yesterday. So congratulations to Kanye West. And for any of you guys don't really know what an honorary doctorate is, it's when a university decides to waive the rights or the normal requirements of a degree. So like, your matriculation, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or being a graduate or anything of that nature. They forfeit you writing a thesis or you writing, you know, all of that stuff, you putting in the hours for your class, and then they grant you a degree on behalf of the university. Right. So that's what an honorary doctorate is. And basically that's what the Art Institute of Chicago decided to give Kanye West. Some people have some things to say about the fact that Kanye West is receiving an honorary doctorate, but I'm not, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. He has influenced this culture, you know, in some aspect, in the arts, if anything else, or whatever they call it, you know, music and, you know, fashion and things of that particular nature. And it's from the Art Institute. I know a lot of people have a lot to say if it came from, like, you know, Yale or Stanford or something of that particular nature. But congratulations to Kanye West or whatever. There's a video that was out there of that I saw a couple of weeks ago of him and his mom. He was kind of sitting there talking to her, and she was in the kitchen, and she was kind of spitting some of his lyrics back to him or whatever. So I'm pretty sure if she was around, this would probably be a very, very proud moment
I wish she would have
for
been
Kanye West.
I mean, I was one of the ones who was thinking like, another rapper getting an honorary something. And you got people who go to college for 4 years and 6 years and doing paperwork and submitting this and doing these type of things, and all you gotta do, all they doing, it seems like to me, is they just paying to get these honorary doctorates. And
they don't pay for it, from my understanding. It's just on behalf of
I
the
want to know
university.
who at the school says, you know what, this year we're gonna do Kanye. Next year, you know, we're gonna do Diddy. You know, we're gonna do Beyonce this year. They better not get Beyonce one.
I mean, but if she meets the criteria of whatever, if she meets the criteria of their honorary doctorate program or whatever honorarium, you know, honorary degree that they're giving, I don't see anything wrong with it. And this is an art institute or whatever. So, you know, it's music, it's fashion, it's art, it's, you know, it's those types of things or whatever the case may be. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
He went from college dropout
to being a doctor, having a doctorate.
Got to. Mama said I'd never be something.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely doing something these days.
I got a PhD.
Since it is graduation season, congratulations to your boyfriend, Ryan, on he completed his bachelor's degree, and he graduated from Clayton State University here in Atlanta, in the greater Atlanta area, Georgia. Or whatever. Now, another story that kind of made headlines was this principal here, I think right outside of Stone Mountain, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
She made this racially fueled comment during graduation. So the backstory here is apparently she forgot to add the valedictorian speech
to the program.
Something of that nature. So after everything had been said and done, everybody's ready to check out. I guess they may have called everybody's name or whatever. All the parents done clapped and hollering and being inappropriate. And so then she's like, oh, we got to do this speech or whatever. So while this young man apparently was talking, I'm making a lot of, you know.
While he was making his speech, people
were getting up and leaving. So she decided to take the mic check 1 2 1 2, and she was frustrated. She was like, "You guys need to be very respectful of this young man. He's up here giving his speech, and nobody is paying attention.
People leaving."
And look at all the people leaving. It's all these black people that's leaving. And child, the people went in. Graduates walked off the stage. Parents was calling their children, come on out. Not just black people left, but black people and white people was leaving the auditorium after this particular, you know, statement that was made. Now, I did have the opportunity to watch the midday news yesterday. I was working from home. And the midday news had an interview with the principal or whatever, and she's the head mistress or whatever the case of this school. I think it's a private school because it looked like they were in a church having a graduation. And she was like, everybody who knows me knows that I'm not a racist woman or whatever, that I did not mean anything by this particular comment, and that I'm not I'm not a racist. I love people. I love all people. I'm a school. Her school does have a great reputation, you know, for their academia and things of that particular nature. I mean, what would you have done if you was in the audience And the woman said, and look at all the people leaving, nothing but black people.
She said, look at all this, like, look who's leaving. All the black people leaving. Well, you know what?
I mean, was she just stating an observation?
Yes, because black people are always the ones who's always leaving. Think about it. When we went
so what you said, we don't pay attention?
When we went to Ryan's graduation, who was getting up leaving even before the alma mater?
I don't think it's a black thing. People just trying to exit the premises before
so they can get a spot
rush,
outside.
Yeah, before the
just
rush
like they
comes because they're ready to get out and
leave. Just like they do
leave.
at football games, just like they do at basketball games, just like they do at NASCAR races. But
and just like they do at church. People leave before the offering.
That's
sometimes.
Some people only come for the offering and leave after they give their tithes and their offering.
So what do you say, Trey? Was there anything wrong with what she said then?
Okay. Listen, hear me out. I feel that because she was a Caucasian woman making this statement, that's why it was blown out of proportion. Now, let it have been an African American principal making that statement.
What do you think the reaction would have been?
I thought there would have been laughter.
Yeah, I kind of feel that too.
Yes, there would have been laughter.
You know
People would have sat back down. She'd have called me out.
I actually agree with you on this one.
They would have been like, okay, she'd have called, girl, call me out. Let me sit down. Let me check myself. Everybody looking at me. But because a Caucasian woman made this statement, everybody wants to go out of, oh my God. Oh my God. So you know what? I honestly, I don't want to say I agree with her. But I feel where she's coming from because I've been to multiple graduations. Yeah, but I've been to weddings.
But certain
there's a things you just don't walk out of. You don't walk out of a wedding, a funeral, and a graduation.
What about church? People walk out of church.
Well, that's a
that wasn't on your top 3 list.
You know what I'm saying? That's a given. You just don't walk out. But people have their reasons why they walk out. You know,
no, it's no
for graduations. People have their reasons why they walk out for funerals or you know, I'm too emotional. I can't believe he gone or wedding. I don't even know why they walk out for a wedding, but my point is that I get some points where people walk out because you know your mom and dad they want to get a spot outside. They may have something set out for their children. They want to get out there. You know,
don't nobody leave for that. People leave because they try to get out before the traffic comes.
Exactly.
But they don't go outside and get no spot.
I'm trying to get some kind of benefit of a job here, but it's the truth. Black people are always the ones that get.
Don't say that.
African Americans.
I don't agree with that statement. I don't agree with that statement.
Majority of the time that they are. You have the white parents who sitting there. They all still going on. They standing up singing the alma mater. There are people who leave before the alma mater even sang.
Well, we stayed and
we did, but it was some. It was some who I saw. Like for example, my boyfriend's best friend. He got his ass up and he walked out. You know what I'm saying? But those are things that people do.
So what are you trying to say? Black people don't have long attention spans?
No, black people always try to beat the crowd. Black people are always trying to have their own.
White people do the same thing, Trey.
Okay, let's say majority.
No, I'm not going to say that. That's not right. That's a racially fueled comment. That's discrimination against your own people.
Let it be fine, but my point
is not black.
But my point is, if it was a black woman who made a statement, they would have laughed and set their behind back down because it's a white lady. That's why they're making this all.
Well, I don't think a black woman or black man would have ever said, "Look at all the black people leaving." Nobody would have said that.
You never been to a church where the pastor called people for being late. You know the black people always the ones coming late. My brothers and my sisters are always the ones that say, yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but they laugh. Yeah, CP side, and then what they do, they laugh it off because you ain't gonna say now to the black, because you know they're right. They're right. But this lady, what I read was after the fact, her son went on the Facebook and just calling out people, all kind of N-words and all this kind of stuff.
Really?
Yes. If y'all got something to say, come see me. Blah blah blah. Like it was deleted eventually, but he was calling all kind of N-words on Facebook. Come see him. If you got a problem with his mama saying how she runs stuff, this and this and that.
That's learned behavior.
Yeah,
that's learned behavior. And just kind of looking at her, and you know, I hate to judge people by the way that they look,
racist.
But she looked racist.
But I heard that there was previous times. Yeah. This is not the first time where she had some type of racial comment.
But I didn't hear racial comments, but I know that she's made statements about her school being superior to other public schools and stuff like that. I saw that one. It could be that there are racist things out there, but I did hear she has kind of a history of white privilege or whatever the case may be, but she kind of looked like she's a little
racist,
redneckish in a sense. I don't know. There was also I was watching Don Lemon when I was gone and the Baltimore riots and everything that was carrying on, and there was a mothers, a group of high school students, basically took a picture with the Confederate flag, and they had like guns and stuff like that. It was a prom picture,
right?
And they took this picture, and in their minds, there wasn't anything wrong with the picture because they, when asked why did they do this, they were mimicking Duck Dynasty. You know, they were kind of mimicking Duck Dynasty. But a lot of people feel that these kids shouldn't be, they shouldn't be penalized because they took this picture. They didn't think about it. You know, it was just a senseless, mindless, you know, thing that they did. But the rebuttal to that was, these kids should know that that flag identifies with hurt with a certain group of people. That, you know, where were the parents? Or the parents not teach them, but people just wanted to continue to make excuses for them, you know, about it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting too, or whatever. And some of the people were saying that, you know, white kids, you know, they don't have an obligation, or they're not taught to respect, you know, certain people and certain races and things of that nature, that it's just chalked up as, oh, they didn't mean anything by it, blah, blah, blah. But they should be taught that those type of activities and those type of images and things of that nature does offend people. But I don't know. I mean, you kind of raised a good point when it came to this whole thing, this whole graduation thing, in the case may be. But it is what it is, in my personal opinion. Lastly, let's talk about Madonna and Drake. Yeah. Madonna and Drake. So, I mean, this is just a little thing, but I saw this while I was gone too.
Yeah.
Madonna did like this little fan thing where she was reading messages or questions from her fans in her bathroom, which looked fabulous, by the way, until I saw that rat run in the background. Did you see that?
You talking about this video?
Yes, there's a rat that runs across the thing in the background.
Maybe it's a pit.
No, it's a rat.
I'll turn the sound off. Should I turn the sound on?
No, you don't need to turn it on. It's somewhere in the background. There's a rat that's going to run across the background. And I don't know if it's this. This is just on. This is a loop.
Is it?
Yeah, but if you watch the video, there's a rat running in the background in her bathroom. I just thought that was the craziest thing. But anyway, Madonna stated, you know, when she asked about the kiss for Drake or whatever, she said, I kissed a girl and I liked it. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, Trey? What are you laughing for?
I kissed the girl and I liked it.
So a lot of people are saying that, you know, of
Drake
course,
kissed a girl.
Madonna caught a lot of.
He felt like he was
flack.
kissing one of the girls, like when she kissed Britney. She kissed one of the girls.
She kissed the girl and she liked it.
Yeah, he's one of the girls.
And I think this is in response to the whole, you know, Drake's facial expression when Madonna kissed him and things of that particular nature. And then people were, you know, kind of saying some mean things about her, you know, kissing. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Go back. Did you see it back there in the mirror? But you guys have to go watch the video. There's a video of a rat running around in the background with Madonna in the background or whatever the case may be. Madonna, stop it. You know, you kissed him. It didn't go over as well with him as you thought, but everybody else loved it or whatever. You continue to do things to push the envelope, to stay relevant. Just continue to do you, girl. Stop. You didn't even have to do that whole blasting Drake thing. You know, I kissed a girl and I like it. That was stupid. You are already like 50 or whatever the case may be. 57, almost going on 60, however old you are. Just stop with that foolishness. And last but not least, since we're kind of talking about, you're somebody's mother. But since we're talking about mothers and Mother's Day and the things of that nature, this is one story that I kind of wanted to share with you guys. It's a couple of weeks old, but it made me think. So, you guys know Lawrence Fishburne.
Well-known actor, director, producer.
Exactly. He's done it all. He's currently on Blackish. Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It? The Matrix. Everything that you could possibly think of. Boys in the Hood. Lawrence Fishburne has actually done it. So there was a story that came out a couple of months ago, pertaining to his mother. Now, through the years, Lawrence Fishburne has always talked very highly of his mother. But recently, apparently, she's an ex-educator and she's gone through her savings, her retirement fund, and she's up for eviction in her apartment, retirement home, whatever she stays in. She's up for retirement and eviction, and apparently she's asked Lawrence for the money, and he failed at the time to give it to her. Now I don't know if he's giving it to her now or whatever the case may be, but it just made me think, Trey, is there a certain point where you wouldn't help your mother?
No.
Yeah, regardless of what's happened. Some people say, it's been said that Lawrence Fisher's mother may have possibly done something, plus her going to the media to kind of bash her son for not giving her the money could possibly alienated the two and made them further apart. But I don't know, for me, I don't think, regardless of whatever happens, even if we weren't the best of friends or we didn't have the best relationship,
my mom,
I would never ever put my mom out,
mommy,
or let her be evicted or something of that nature. I would just make sure that she's living comfortably, and it's not going to be no extravagant thing, but honestly, I'm just going to make sure that her bills are paid, that she's comfortable, and all that. Because at the end of the day, this is a woman who gave me life. Unfortunately, life happens and things happen. Sometimes mothers and parents portray their children, and children portray their parents. But at the end of the day, I do think that regardless of what, you always have to respect and take care of the people who gave you life.
Honestly, I feel like at this point in time, his mom is very old. Well, not really old, but she's very, she's older. I wouldn't really actually have her living in her own apartment. I have her living in my house.
No, brother.
I'd rather have her own wing.
You gonna have your mom at your house?
Over there, her own wing. If I had his money. Not
my
money.
For me, it's just still a level of respect. Even if my mom is...
Because what if she's falls?
All the way down there. I don't think I could...
Like, say for example, and I hate to bring this up, but like, say for example with Todd, Candy's husband. I didn't know until he explained it on the Real Housewives reunion what really happened. He said he talked to his mom every day when he's in the car. He called her at 6 o'clock in the morning. She didn't answer. He didn't find out till 6 o'clock that
was
evening.
So sad.
And that's because she has her own place. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if my mom is at that age where she's that age, I would have her living with me if I had that money, because if she falls, I would know. If something happened, I would know because she lives with me.
Well, I mean, I will say this: if Arlene Teresa wanted to come stay with me, she's always welcome to. She's always there, but I just know that my house or wherever she stays, and she stays with me, is going to be a sacred place. It's going to be something where only family is allowed to come over there, or maybe my very, very close friends, Stacy, Damien, Cameron, Terrence. Those...
You name me yet?
I don't know, Trey.
Oh, what?
No shade. It's no shade, but...
No taking.
I just want... I wouldn't want everybody in that place. And I would refrain from doing some of the things that I do, like drinking or smoking or whatever the case may be. I wouldn't do those things or even have sex. I just can't see myself
I'm having sex. I don't care my mama living there.
I just can't see myself doing
That's why I said she have her own wing.
Regardless if she's... It's just me.
You gotta come across
complex that I have.
To get somebody.
It's just the idea.
Mama gotta go outside.
Raise. And then she just come in and boom. Like, all of that
That's
stuff.
what I said. Mama would have to come outside to come around and come to my house. She have the only thing.
Well, there's no purpose of having her on your premises if she got to do all that trade. The whole point is you being able to easily get.
I go to my mama's house, and her house is right behind my house in the back, and I come talk to her every night before I go inside my house.
Child,
I ain't gotta drive on the other side of town. See, mama.
The thought of Arlene Teresa staying with me, we good Judies though. We get along really good.
She called you every time we about to record.
That's my ace.
And she know we about to record all the time because she call you every time we about to record. My mama call you back and record, but then she still go on and have a conversation.
What are your thoughts? What about your mom moving in with you? Like, out of my siblings, I think she would end up with... You would think that she would end up with the girls. Or whatever, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I think Arlene would end up living with me.
I know who my mama end up with.
Who's she gonna end up with? Tara?
Yeah. Amanda's not moving with me.
Yeah, your mama, child, please. Your mama's not moving. She's not going for this. She don't want to see you and that boy living together. She wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, first of all, my mama has come to a grasp with my lifestyle.
Child. Okay.
Her and my father.
Okay. I'm not saying that they do or don't, but
they ain't gonna live
living together is pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my dad probably would want to, but my mom, because my mom was just so she just on the edge.
What's your favorite memory of your mother? Like, if you had to, since we're talking about mothers and stuff, if you had to choose the ultimate memory of your mother, what would it be?
There's so many, but I think that
the ultimate, Trey.
The most. To me, small things are the bigger things. I think it was one day when she had got me a bird. I had always wanted a pet. I always wanted a pet, and I think
Black children don't like birds. But go ahead.
Well, but I remember no, it was two cockatiels. So I remember I was actually mad at my mom, and she like came and get me in my room and said, "Come on." I was like, "Oh, whatever, blah blah," and I had a whole attitude the whole time. And she was taking me to the pet store to get me 2 birds.
Aww.
And it
all that attitude you gave.
All that attitude I gave, but she didn't say that.
Extra. You is petty, you is messy, and you is extra. I think my ultimate memory of my mom, it's more so of when I was growing up during the Christmas season. Mm-hmm. It's this song that my mom used to always sing during Christmas season, and it's grown to me where I sing it to this time. It's about what is the person's name? I want to say it's Brenda, but it's an old Christmas song. Dun, 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 dun. Hello there, Merry Christmas, how you been? Yeah, you probably would. It's so good to talk. It's been a long, long time. I still can't figure out why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to say, gee whiz, it's Christmas. And my mom used to light up like a button when she used to sing that song. She would be in the kitchen cooking and just laughing and smiling. And I don't know, I just remember that this one particular year, this is when we kind of moved out of the projects and we moved into a house. And this is the house where we stay at now or whatever. And, she was just in the kitchen and she was just singing and smiling. And I love to see that or whatever. And that's my ultimate memory of my mom. Now, my ultimate memory, my mom pissed me off and made me mad.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
It's kind of two. This one wasn't really, she pissed me off, but I don't know why my 11th grade year, at the period of time, I felt that I was too good to ride the bus to school. So I was on this thing where, crazy. Me and my friends, we would either walk to or from school. More so from school. We was too good to ride the bus. But we would walk home from school, which is the craziest thing in the world. But my mom used to take me, my mom used to take me to school. And one day, me and her was just getting to my 11th grade year. Me and my mom used to get into it every morning, like 2 women, just getting into it. And I said something smart as I was getting out of the car, thinking that I was, ducking and dodging. I don't know where it was. It's like that arm came all the way around and she slapped the shit out of me. And all I remember is this: now get the fuck out. When my mom was mad, she uses the F word. And she said, now get the fuck out. But the thing that hurt me the most of my mom was I wanted to pledge a fraternity. This was when I was in college. I think it was my senior year. And I wanted to pledge Kappa Alpha Psi. Went through the interview process, made the cut, or whatever the case may be, and it was time for me to pay my money. Now, I've always wanted to do Kappa, but I've always saved my money. And when my father died, I always told my mom what I wanted to do. She told me that she would pay for it. So the money that I had, I will admit, I spent it on clothes, all kind of foods just like that. And, when it was time for me, when I finally made it, I was like, Mom, I made it. She said, oh my God, Maurice, good, congratulations. Or whatever. I was like, I need the money. Could you cut me the check? She was like, sure. She was like, how much is it? And I told her how much it was. None of your business. Oh, no. And she told me, she's like, oh, I'm not going to pay no money for them to beat your ass. And I was like, huh?
Mom.
I was like, what are you talking about, bitch? She said, I know what goes on with them fraternities and them sororities. I'm not going to pay all that money for them to just beat your ass. Hell no. I stopped talking to my mama for a long time. I didn't go home. I didn't do nothing because she refused to pay it. And everybody was like, well, you should just ask this person to do this. Unfortunately, my mom, right, GoFundMe account. My parents raised me, if I can't get it, you're not going out to ask other people for stuff. And it was just one of those things where I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Naturally, once people find out about it, so you should have asked me, I would have gave it to you, blah, blah, blah. Later on, she did apologize to me because she was like, Maurice, I apologize. I didn't realize that was that important to you. And that, you know, I should have did. Now, if my father was alive, I know it wouldn't have been no problem because he understood Greek life and what it stood for and everything like that. But my mom, Arlene, was like, hell no, I'm not going to pay no money for them to kick your ass and they ain't going to do nothing to help you. But she just didn't understand it. She went to college, but my mom was like, you know, whenever she got a good, quote unquote, good paying job with benefits, she quit. And she quit. I think she only had like a year left to finish and she never went back. But that's my most memorable moment when my mom kind of really hurt me and disappointed
So you did hurt and you did disappointed.
Right.
Okay, well, you did piss you off and you did.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say the one time when my mom pissed me off, and y'all going to probably laugh or you probably going to judge me, but she called, now she doesn't think this, but then she called Brandy ugly. And so.
But she's not the cutest thing to me.
But, see your opinion. But when at the time when my mama stated that, my mouth, the first thing that came out of my mouth was, you ugly.
Oh, see, you're disrespectful. You are so disrespectful.
So all I saw was a shoe. I ran. But I don't know what kind of gift my mama got with her arm. But when I ran around that corner, that shoe came around that corner.
Mr. Fantastic.
That shoe, it came around that corner and hit me in the back of the head.
Like a boomerang. She threw that thing like a bowling ball or a boomerang where it went around the corner and knocked you upside your damn head.
But I was mad at my mama for saying that. I was so mad.
You need to go to rehab.
I'm good now.
No, you're not.
My mama thinks it's pretty
because
now.
you fight with people on social media and stuff who don't agree with you. Because you need help.
But and the one time I think my mom hurt me, and I still talk about this till this day, and this was basically over 10 years ago, is there was a field trip. You know, I'm from Florida. Mm-hmm. I think every child is supposed to go to Disney World. Well, I've never been to Disney World.
Still to this day.
Still to this day. And I had a field trip.
You're 30.
Paid for. Field trip paid for. And you know, have to be up for the bus. Well, the night before, my mom, you know, her friend had a little fun. Basically, was intoxicated. So inebriated. My mom basically overslept from waking me up. All I can remember is hearing the bus. I jumped up. Mom, the bus. Mom, wake up. Mom. Mama would not wake up.
That was devastating.
So devastating. And my brother, we jumped in the car with my bags. He tried to chase the bus down, but the bus would not stop. The bus wouldn't stop for nothing. They would not let me on for nothing.
And what your mama said?
All she could say is, I'm sorry. Like, I'll take you eventually. She still hasn't taken me. But even to this day when I bring it up, she tells me to tell my sister that when they take the kids, she'll pay for me to go.
For you to go.
Yes.
That is so terrible.
I'm trying to get my sister like, come on, take the kids this way so I can go. So, but Ryan and I have been planning on going, so I can have that experience because he's had it, you know, working and outside of working, and I want to experience that. Because for one, I love theme parks. I love roller coasters.
I've been to Disney World like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, and it's sad, and it's much more sad. I'm from Florida.
Yeah, that's strange to me. But you know, I've never been to Disney World with my family though.
Yeah,
I've always been with other groups or something like that. But I've never been with my family. But yeah, that's terrible. And you're from Florida and you've never been to Disney World, girl. That's late.
That is.
That's real late.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We just had these mother moments. I've always felt like I was the redheaded stepchild with my family because I'm the middle child. So it's like, I'm always independent. It's always the older kids who get all the attention of the younger kids.
Right.
And I remember one year my parents put like a new bedroom suit on layaway. When it was closed, bedroom suit on layaway or something like that. And she never went back and got it. And I held that against her for like so many years. Like, you never do anything for me, blah, 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 blah. That's so crazy. Every moment that I give, I cherish my mom. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time for a new episode of Hollywood Happenings. Have a good one.
I'll carry you home tonight.